How's your life now? This is what,
Well, I find out
February.
that when you become sober, you lose a lot of friends. Let's just say
tell me about that. You have no friends now.
yeah,
So before you had tons of friends.
yeah, because they all wanted my drugs.
They weren't your friends.
No,
They're just...
no, I find out that, yeah, not many people, like as soon as I became sober, nobody wanted to hang out with me. And it's like even still, if I want to hang out with somebody, everybody's doing drugs. It's like no matter where I go, so I just stay home now. Like I go to the library and I leave the library. I go to the library for the day. Or I take my kids to the library and I walk out and people are asking me if I want to buy a Fenny or if I have Fenny with my children. Like people have no shame. It's just, it's everywhere now.
The best way to deal with that is just politely remind them. I lived that lifestyle. I'm past that lifestyle. I'm better now. I'm happy now.
Mm-hmm.
I respect you, you say to them, but I'm no longer there.
I do. I had a roommate here, so I moved into this house like a month and a half ago, and I had a roommate the first week I was here, and I had to save her life twice in one day, and then I kicked her out immediately after because I just don't want to be around it.
I remember you saying something about that. She overdosed in here?
Yeah, and no Narcan kit either, so I was like...
Call an ambulance?
No, I didn't. It's like her lips started going blue, and I'm like, do you want me to call an ambulance? She's like, no, don't. And so I know, like, at the point, like, her lips were going blue, and she was standing up at the island in my kitchen and go swaying back and forth, and had the phone in my hands ready to call an ambulance, but I grabbed a really cold cloth and a bucket of water, and I kept splashing her face, and she eventually came to, and when she came to, and she was actually good to go and breathing normally and back to her normal self. I was like, you know what? You have to go. I can't be saving your life. I'm trying to get my kids back, and I don't want to be around any of this stuff whatsoever. And then she's like, well, what if I stop doing Fenny and I only do meth? I was like, no, not gonna happen. So now I just keep to myself completely.
That kind of doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know, right?
For her to say that.
I know. Like, I don't want to be around any of it anymore. Like, I find even weed starting to kind of give me anxiety now. Like, now, the longer and longer I'm cleaner, it's like weed's starting to give me really bad anxiety.
Oh, weed?
Have you ever seen anybody try that? I think it's called sativa, or what is it called? It's like a tobacco. What is it called? You could buy it at the store. And it comes in a little bag, and it used to like make people jump off balconies and stuff. It's actually legal. You should look it up on YouTube.
It's legal?
Yeah, you buy it right at the store. Oh, what is it called? I'll look it up once we're done this. But you buy it at a store, and it comes in a little baggie, and there's like 50 milligrams or 100 milligrams. It looks like weed, and you smoke it in a bong. But it really fucks you up. Like, I did it once. Someone tricked me. I used to strip in Belleville. Someone's like, here, smoke this bong really, really quick before you go to work. I smoked it, took a big hoot, and it, like, makes you drool. You can't walk properly.
Holy fuck.
Like, it's really, really insane. It shouldn't be legal, but it is. You buy it at a corner store. You watch videos, I want to look it up because
Yeah,
it's...
look it up. Look it up.
What is it called? I can't even think of the name of it. I don't know what it's called. Salvia. Salvia. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
That's what it's called.
Salvia.
You have to watch a video later of it.
I will.
We won't do it when we're on here, but you have to.
I'll put a link in the description for these characters watching.
Yeah. Some of them might want to try it. Like it's great.
No, don't try it. No.
Young people and drug use. Her focus is an herb native to southern Mexico that causes hallucinations when smoked and can cause the user to lose control of thoughts and actions. It's called salvia, and it's perfectly legal in most states, but now it's under increased scrutiny following the allegation that the suspect in the Tucson shooting, Jared Loeffner,
if you go to
was a
YouTube and
regular
type
user.
in the word salvia, you enter an underground world.
Salvia for the first time.
It's called Salvia divinorum, magic mint, Sally D. It packs a powerful hallucinogenic punch unlike anything else out there.
Dang!
At higher doses, it produces a visionary state where you basically go into a waking dream. It's very similar to dreaming, like sleep dreaming, except that you're awake.
All these videos are posted by people who claim they show people who are smoking salvia. They take a hit and within a minute seem to get slammed by an intense psychological experience. They go limp. They lose coordination. They start to laugh uncontrollably, or call out incoherently, or cry, or just sit there stunned. After just a few minutes, the trip ends. The kids are back.
I like to think that the trip is over now.
And it's not just an isolated subculture experimenting with the drug. In this video, posted last month by TMZ, teen singer Miley Cyrus is reportedly smoking salvia.
Yes, my dear, you're so explosive. Say hello to the internet, calls it. I'm very
The experience is usually not pleasurable. It's usually kind of frightening and disorientating, and
It's scary.
it can be scary. I mean, some people are able to handle it better than others.
That's Daniel Siebert, one of the world's pharmacological experts on salvia. He's researched it, used it, and sold it over the internet for years.
And is this something that you would sell then?
Yeah.
How much would this cost?
Well, I sell this for $65.
Okay.
A gram of this.
It's an ordinary-looking herb, a member of the sage family, native to the mountains of Oaxaca, Mexico, where the Mazatec Indians used it for spiritual healing. Here, it's all about the trip.
I'm going in the world. I'm going in the different world.
But is it safe?
I think that he had smoked salvia to such an extent that something happened in his brain. I think he just snapped.
Kathleen Chittister's 17-year-old son Brett killed himself in January 2006, zipping himself into a tent in his dad's garage in Wilmington, Delaware, lighting a charcoal grill and asphyxiating himself. According to his parents, he'd been smoking salvia on and off for months. Brett was a straight-A high school senior. He had a job and a girlfriend. He was a together kid.
I never saw any signs that there was anything wrong.
Brett's mom, Kathleen, believes her son's salvia trips were reshaping his mind, the way he saw himself and life and the world. He left behind a journal recording his new insights.
Our system of time has no meaning and is completely pointless in the grand scheme of things. Also, our existence in general is pointless when compared with everything else there is in the universe. Us earthly humans are nothing. The Brett that I knew and loved, he would never have said that. He would never have believed that.
And there are chilling similarities between Brett's journal entries and the internet ramblings of Tucson shooter Jared Lee Loeffner. According to Loeffner's friends, he too seemed to undergo dramatic mental changes after taking salvia.
The salvia did have a huge play in his mental psyche and the things that he thought, the side effects, the long-term effects. He would say he was using it, and he would talk about it and say like what it would do to him, and I would like be, dude, that's screwed up.
Brett's parents are now speaking out, campaigning to have salvia outlawed, as it's been in Delaware. Brett's Law, it's called. And so when the Chittisters see the YouTube videos, they want to warn others.
Parents, a lot of them are oblivious to what's going on. I mean, I didn't even know. You know, as close as I was with Brett, I didn't know what he was doing. But no, when I watch them, I think, you know, wow, people really should be scared.
I don't think anyone would
decide to commit suicide as a result of a salvia experience, it's just so inconceivable to me. I assume he must have had some other issues in his life.
Daniel Siebert argues that salvia, when used properly by responsible adults, can help deepen awareness.
You mentioned beneficial. This is a beneficial herb. How do you mean that? For whom? How?
It's beneficial as a tool for introspection, which I mentioned previously, and that's something that shouldn't be minimized. Sometimes I've taken salvia where I've had some difficult life situation with a relationship problem or something like that, where I was sort of like uncertain, well, what should I do about this? And I'd taken salvia, and suddenly it's totally clear. It's like, why didn't I see this before?
Now, maybe that sounds a bit far out to you, a little trippy. But many medical researchers are excited about salvia because they say its unique properties hold tremendous promise.
And there may be some derivatives that can be made that would actually be active against cancer. And HIV, there's some tantalizing evidence that kappa agonists actually prevent two HIV-infected cells from fusing with each other. This is big stuff. At the present time, there are a lot of therapeutic targets that have many people excited.
And it's worth exploring.
There's no question that it's worth exploring. I think that, you're seeing a lot of investment in that in the basic science world.
But all that investment, all that promise could vanish overnight if the government criminalizes the sale or possession of salvia, as the Arizona legislature and the Federal Drug Enforcement Agency are considering doing right now.
I think it would scare away development and could inhibit it.
Keep going.
But what about all those young people tripping on salvia? And what if Jared Lee Loughner's descent into mental illness and allegedly violence was in part driven by his use of salvia? Should the government try to stop this?
If it has benefits to people, then we're all for that.
Dude, how do you stop?
But to just have it used randomly here and there by kids of all, Brett was 16 when he purchased it, and had no idea the ramifications. I mean, there was no warnings, there was no nothing. And to have it out there and readily available to kids of that age or even younger, I'm just totally against that.
And if you're trying it, don't do it alone.
No, we're only telling you so you stay away from it. But if it's in the corner store,
It is.
That's.
Yeah, it is. I can't believe it's legal. It's like worse than meth. Like people actually jump out of windows on it.
Really? That's horrible. Wow, I never heard of this until now.
Yeah. I don't know if they still have it. Like I did it probably 10 years ago. I don't know if it's still around, but it was literally at the corner store. Weed wasn't even legal when I was buying it. Salvia. For the future.
Yeah, from this, but today's February 17th? Is it the 17th today?
Yes, it is. Well,
February.
The 18th in a couple minutes.
No, wait, it's almost midnight?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got a late interview here going, guys. It's almost midnight, So what's your plans beyond February 18th, 2024?
I don't really have any.
You're 38 years old now, right?
39.
39.
I'm Lordy 40 this year, in July.
You're 40 in July?
Yeah.
You're still young.
I was gonna have a big backyard party until I realized I didn't have any friends.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know. I don't have any plans for the future. I just want to stay away from stuff and do my house up and do my backyard up, and I don't know. I might do open my own mobile car detailing shop or something. I used to do that. I used to work for Red Carpet, and I kind of enjoy cleaning cars, cranking the music and cleaning cars. And
well, there you go.
I have a big shop out back, so I don't know. We'll see. Big garden out back, so I feel like once summer gets here, I'll be busy all the time out there. I'll never be inside.
Yeah, we'll bring the cameras back there and have a look and watch you doing some gardening.
For sure.
It's all snow right now, so.
Big fire pit out there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a zip line.
Oh, so to get down?
Yeah. I'm gonna get a zip line and a pool. That way you can just like go off my back deck, get on the zip line and drop yourself right into the pool.
Or you can get a stripper pole or a fireman's.
Well, I'm definitely getting a stripper pole.
A fireman's, you gonna put it right here?
No.
No.
Probably in my bedroom.
Your bedroom?
Maybe the workshop. I was thinking of making that like a webcam dungeon. And doing online work from the dungeon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Put a stripper pole in there. There's a wood stove in there.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. Oh, hey. It doesn't matter what you do to make money as long as you're paying your bills, right? You got a legit job, right? Everything nowadays is internet.
It is. Just don't sell drugs, kids.
No.
Drugs are bad, okay?
There you go. What would you tell someone who's considering drugs or starting drugs or hanging around those kind of people doing drugs? What would your advice be to them before they get hooked?
Run. You're dancing with the devil, literally dancing with the fucking devil.
Yeah, you're dancing.
Worst experience of my life ever. Literally took everything I had. Literally everything I had. I had, like, my kids were spoiled and well loved, and I had a huge house, and they had everything they could ever want, and I feel like I not only destroyed my life, but I destroyed my kids' lives, and I lost a lot of their trust, my older kids, and it's really hard to get a lot of that back. And my kids, all 7 of them, have been through a lot, and I don't know, it's something I probably never forgive myself for, but I would just say run. It's not worth it.
Run as fast as you can. Yeah, I think that's good advice. Just run as fast as you can. But a lot of people get hooked into drugs because...
And it's hard to run because you're sick.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, a lot of people are afraid to be alone.
So, I mean, like the Fenny, that's why I did it. Like, when you're doing Fenny, it's the feeling you get. Like, even when you're alone, you don't feel alone, but it's just so not worth it.
Because a lot of people get into drugs because of, say, an example, they get into a car accident.
Yeah, the hospital gets them hooked on it. Like, it started, yeah. You never know what someone's situation is. Everybody's situation is different. I just want people to know, like, there is hope. Like, if you're trying to get off of drugs, like, you're not alone. And I don't know, I just want to see people get better. Like, if I could help in any way, if anybody wanted to reach out to me, like, for tips or anything, I would rather, like, help somebody wean off, or than, like, it's like a second chance at life. Stuff's so dangerous right now, like, and I mean, even if you're doing cocaine or stuff, people mix stuff. Nothing's clean anymore. Like, people are buying weed and getting fentanyl in it. So, I mean, yeah. I've had 2 friends, too, that have died in the last year that don't do Fenny, and it's just been mixed with stuff. It's scary. So I won't do nothing anymore. I won't smoke weed that's on the streets. I go to the weed stores directly. If there was fentanyl in the bag prior to putting weed, not even mixed, just anything.
Yeah, exactly.
For somebody that's never done it.
Little tiny piece with this.
My friend's son died. I watched him 3 years ago. He went into the bathroom and he was smoking fentanyl, just a little tiny, like as big as a salt grain. And all of a sudden we hear a thump. And his son was so tall that the bathroom door was like wedged shut. We couldn't get in there because his legs were like stuck. Anyways, we ended up getting in there and he had to do CPR on his son for 40 minutes before the ambulance got there. And They brought him back to life, but sadly a week later he went back to it and overdosed and passed.